What's up, Porsche gents? This thing's freaking cool. It's so cool. It's dirty. I took it out in the rain the other day. I took it for a spin out to the post office this morning. Man, I love this thing. God, I love it so much. So if you're not familiar, this is a paint a sample Golf GOLF. There's GULF and GOLF blue. And this is like as close to the Pantone blue of Obsessed Garage blue as you can get. This has always been my sort of dream color. I didn't want to waste my first Golf blue on the touring when I got the allocation, so I took the Brewster route. But this color is fantastic. I think you're getting looking at the screen on camera, the camera does show you exactly how it looks. It's a non-metallic, which I also love, and it is magical. So this car is covered in XPEL PPF. You know, I said XPEL. I think it's S-Tech PPF. It doesn't look like XPEL, and I had the XPEL on. I have XPEL Ultimate on my E92 M3, sitting right next to this car, and it certainly looks like a S-Tech Dynashield or possibly SunTech, but it doesn't have the peel, the orange peel that XPEL has. So this series I'm going to put together is, I don't really have an exact plan of step-by-step what I'm going to do, other than today I'm going to remove the vinyl, and then I've got things to do. I got to dial in the leather, the interior. I want to take the clear plex off the windshield. I want to polish the PPF, just a quick surface polishing, and then I'm going to coat it with GT3 Crystal Serum Ultra, topped with XOV5. So a lot of steps. I've got wheels to put on, suspension to work on. I want to raise it up a bit. Right now it has a pretty aggressive track alignment, which makes it not very fun to drive on the road. And a new battery, bolster protectors, radar detector, and a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, let's get started with taking the vinyl off, and then we'll kind of see how this goes, and I'll take you through the fun of getting the car set up the way that I see fit. So let's do it. If you haven't seen this cabinet's freaking awesome. So this is Ego Milwaukee. I have this battery up here. Get all the batteries charged up to date. But this is what I call my Milwaukee Master Collection. And I think it's 51 tools that makes up the grouping of tools that I like to have. You know, everybody sells Milwaukee. You can get Milwaukee anywhere, and you know, Home Depot's always running all kinds of sales and stuff. So my value prop to the world is that, you know, I've bought every single Milwaukee tool, or had the vast majority of them, and then figured out which ones fit together in a package. And so if I'm fortunate enough to earn people's business buying tools, it would generally be because they're looking for my advice on which ones to get. So the tool we're going to use here on this project, let's swap the battery here. So this is the supercharger, and then this is the rapid charger. So I always have those chargers available. Let's see here, battery. But my goal is to have a battery per tool. So we'll put the lighter weight, the CP 3.0 on here. My goal is to have a battery per tool plus a few extras, so that way I can always grab and go any tool I want. I know that's a little redundant. When you buy the products, or you buy the battery, or buy the tool as a kit, you get a lot of batteries for free, basically. So that's my preference, is to get and have a battery for each tool, and then I've never run out. I know that seems sort of a bit ridiculous, but that's what I like. So we're going to use this to remove this. The vinyl is on top of the PPF, so I'm going to start on the wing and just kind of see how this goes, but I'm hoping it pulls off nice and easily. So the key is to get it started without digging in. So I don't want to use, I just cut my fingernail, so I don't want to use my fingernail to kind of lift an edge up, because I don't want to jack up the PPF if I can help it. This might be a little more difficult than I'm thinking it was going to be. to at least get it started. So in the world of heat guns, if you're doing something, you know, with a heat gun professionally, like, you know, Martin was tinting, he tried one of these out. He's like, look, this doesn't work. I need a plug-in version. But for me, using a heat gun every once in a while, this battery-powered version works great. Shoot, how am I gonna do this? What would be smart? I wanna get this off, but I don't wanna mess up the PPF. If I do mess up the PPF, I could just have it redone. By the way, it's very common for you to get bubbling on the rear wing of a GT3 RS underneath the PPF. Dang, this is on here pretty decently. Yeah, see, I don't want to dig in and make a big fingernail indentation. I'm not a fan of vinyl. I know that most Porsche gents, most of you guys love your Pepita seat inserts, which I hate. And you love your vinyl. But you also love your neon light Coors Light signs and your big Porsche emblems in your garage. It's just not my style. So I may end up regretting this because this is really on here. Let me figure out how to get this started and I'll come back to you. Okay, all I did, I just heated the crap out of it so that it softened up. Then I didn't have to put my fingernail under it. Now, in my experience, you could see there's a Porsche outline in the carbon fiber to some extent. So I don't think it's outlined in the PPF. So one could argue, just leave the darn logo alone. I just don't like it. That's part of the reason why I like the .1 so much more, or not so much more, but more than the .2, is just the cleanliness of how this whole thing looks. There we go. Whoever did the PPF on this, which a lot of people suggested it was Protective Film Solutions out in California. That's who GMG uses. Whoever did this did a great job. The PPF is really good. I thought for sure I'd have to yank it off and start over, but nope, this is great. So just get it nice and heated up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to dig your finger into the somewhat soft PPF on the corner. So getting it heated up helps soften it up so that it just kind of rolls up on itself. So the car's dirty. I'm taking this off now because when I decon, when I wash it, I want to make sure any adhesive or anything left over from this vinyl, make sure everything's off the car. And so I figured it makes sense to take this off before I wash it. Just has a bunch of sand and junk from going out in the pouring down rain the other night. So I think I'll just put together episodes. We'll just build a series of, call it something like getting my .1 RS set up to Matty spec, whatever that is. OE plus. Forgot to.
Remind me, I'll take one off the side before I pull it off. Once I get it heated up, I can just touch the corner with my fingernail, and then it'll fold up on itself, theoretically. There we go. Making sure to be very gentle. Dang. There we go. Vinyl's pretty nice to work with. It's not leaving any adhesive behind. So I don't have to risk it with the PPF. Some of you guys get a little too excited about the self-healing capability of PPF. It ain't that good. I'm finally gonna start playing with my car, Shelly. Debadging. Step one. Always step one. Nice. What's that? Gosh, these shoes are terrible. I need to go change my shoes. They're Nike Dunk SBs. Somebody had made me aware that SB doesn't stand for skateboard, but they're the skateboarding version. You may not believe this, but I was a skateboarder in my formidable years. Say 1993 to about 2000. Boom. Not too bad. This one here is going to drive you guys off the deep end here, but I'm doing it. Yep, I'm taking it off. I don't care what you say. This one's pretty dirty, so. This is McKee's N914. Having this vinyl, like all the edges are kind of already lifted anyway. I don't like it. If you don't know this is a GT3 RS, then you don't know. You don't know anything. I love that they put this on top of the PPF because then I can take it off. I thought for sure when I bought the car that they would have done it underneath and there would have been air bubbles around it and I would have had to re-PPF the whole car. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So if you're ever in a position to do this, just don't go digging your fingernail in the PPF. You gotta work at it a little bit to figure out the combination of pressure and lifting that and get it off. There we go. Boom. See how there's some towel, like the edges of this are all kind of lifted up already. There we go. All right, let's work on the sides. All right, so let's see which is the best way to attack this.
All right, that's completely removed. Obviously you can see the dust and dirt. I'm gonna go do the other side now and then wash this puppy. All right, next step is to pull the clear plex off. There is, let me show you this. There's a chunk in it. See that chunk right there? There's a big scratch in it. So I'm gonna yank it off. So let's see if I can get this thing off of here. I never pulled this off before. I think I pulled Exo Shield off in the past. This is clear plex. It should just come right once we get it started. So instead of using my thumb, let's use the skin wedge tool. This thing is amazing. It's basically a metal thumbnail. If you don't have about all the tools, this is the one tool I use more than anything. You should consider getting one. I have them in the store. I buy them from a aircraft supply company. So I have them on obsessgarage.com if you want one. There we go. Oh yeah, it's gonna come right off. This way, if I can grab it. I don't mind windshield protection, but I feel like the windows tend to get fogged up more. There you go. Stuff is crazy. Hard to believe that was on the windshield, huh? This stuff here, we were already sold out of it, the first batch, but traceless, oh my gosh, people. Absolutely incredible. You could spray that on there and leave it there, and it wouldn't leave any residue behind. Like just, you could, I could do this, just spray it, leave it, and it would leave no trace behind. It smells really good too. And I think that's its natural scent. I don't think there's any scent additive in it. It's amazing, oh my gosh. So we still have it up in the store. You can order it, pre-order it, or reserve your spot. The next container has been ordered, so we should see it in about 4 or 5 weeks. I just didn't expect to sell as much as we did. It'll take us a little while to build inventory of the main built Hamburg products. I think that's on the inside. Yeah. So the windows aren't tinted. Nice. Okay. Step 2 done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna clean it first. I should mention, I'm telling you guys, these freaking hats, oh my gosh. We made our own hats. So we're doing a garage giveaway right now, so I'd love it if you'd go get entered. If you wanna, it's hard to explain how great this freaking garage is. I love being in here. My Swiss tracks is getting a little crunchy because I've got the sand from the Evo, so it's time for me to pull the tiles out and clean the floor underneath. There's just a bunch of clay and sand under it from all the Evo washing. But anyway, these hats qualify you for the giveaway, and we did our like own bespoke, like the lining is our own like sweatband. These are made out of silicone, and then this section here, I'm telling you, it's the I'll never be able to wear another hat as long as I live. They're just so good. It's our own bespoke version that we had manufactured from our friends at Great Lakes, which is a company in I think he's in Wisconsin. And then, you know, we had these made overseas, but built to our spec. They're just incredible. I mean, I thought our hats were good before, but now these are like our own built to suit, very specific hats and tons of different colors. But if you buy one, every dollar you spend gets you a chance to win. On August 31st, we'll draw a winner. So we're only a month away from drawing a winner, and we're gonna fly out somewhere and dial your garage in like mine. So anyway. So let's get set up here to wash the car. So I'm gonna need my wheel stuff, and Grio's foam cannons are awesome. I'm gonna do the wheels first. While we're doing that, let's get set up here with what we need. So I've got Built Hamber here to pre-wash the car. So Built Hamber pre-wash, and then let's do OG Decon soap as well. I might install my new T3 16 stainless shelves. And now we actually stock these. So these are 24 by 10 inches deep, T3 16 stainless. I think we stock the 304 stainless. The 316s are a lot more money, but I would recommend 316. We used to just have them built to order. Now we stock them, but we have stock various sizes of them. We can get you whatever size you want, but we don't have them available. We just purchase. All right, so OG Decon soap. You know, I'm kind of torn on whether I should polish this or not. I can't wait to get these. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, I have Decon soap right here. Look how much better of an experience this is. I don't have to like squeeze the crap out of this hard plastic bottle. That's so good. So I should have these. We got the working prototype is on the way, or the final prototype, I should say. And so it's a production level prototype, and so that we should be able to go to production here in hopefully weeks after I get the shipment. They shipped it out like a week ago, so I should have it soon. These were these I had gotten. These are press soles, by the way. And so these I had gotten. This is the original. It's beautiful. It's LDPE plastic. It's super squeezable. Awesome. I don't love the tips as much. We're gonna have to have our own bespoke ones made at some point. But these were round one, and then round two. I don't think do I have it here? Yeah, here it is. So then they made me another version. I'm not sure why. I didn't ask for another version. So the threads are better. So they made better threads. But this one isn't. It's got like hard spots to it. So it's like hard right here. It's not as squeezable. The only advantage of this being a little bit harder, they said that they just did more material, but I don't know, this feels like a different material. So it's real squeezy right here, but then hard as a rock in some sections. The thing I did like is that really stout thread there. The thread pitch is really nice. And then these pop tops are a little better, but this bottle is far superior. While we're messing around here, let's try out. I've got some magic wheel cleaner here. Let's clean the wheels with this. A lot of people seem to like this, but I think this is like your typical Sonax full effect type wheel cleaner. What else do I have to mess with here? Let's do this right this time. So let's do our retire again. And this time I'll put the right foamer. I just don't like foaming. I don't like to have to use a foamer with a product. So we'll use this. I should have a sprayer for this.
Guess not.
So, do I have an extra bottle? There's Tarex, surface prep.
I think we use Magic Wheel Cleaner straight up. Yeah, it smells like sodium glycolate. I know I'm not gonna like it, but we'll try it and then I'll just give it to somebody. So we'll take these two for our wheel cleaning purposes here. So let's get our bucket filled up. I have a call set up with Colomix for my buckets. So maybe I can get them to change the threads as well. I doubt it. I love this thing. It's so good. So if you haven't seen this before, if you're a Porsche gent that's here for the first time, this is a metered bucket filler. So you can set it at whatever amount of water I want. So we're going to set it at 5.75, and then it automatically fills for me. That cool or what? I think it's freaking cool. So I got some work to do to get the right adapters and fittings on it so that it can quick disconnect, and then I ultimately want to be able to put the hose nozzle on it as well. So we'll get that set up. We're in final testing of our DI stuff. So the DI system should be available here really soon. We're going to launch our hose reel mount, both the pivoting and non-pivoting, for 16 and 24-inch on-center studs. We're going to mount, or we're going to launch our wand holder, which is pretty sick too. So this should be coming out in the coming weeks. So you can see the wand holder actually can hold your foam cannons, 2 foam cannons, 2 nozzles. I don't like any more than 2 nozzles. So the wand holder will be available. And then, of course, the DI system is coming shortly after that. We also have shelves. We're gonna design and offer these floating shelves. Uh-oh, I went a little too full there. Yeah, 5.5 gallons is the way to go. So these floating shelves are gonna offer, as well as our plan. So lots of cool stuff coming soon. I'd put my old gun and wand holder out on the other side of the garage so I can stow it over there as I pull things out. So since I've been testing, we'll just continue to go. So this would be wash number 4, I think. No. Yeah. What my plan is to do, I'm gonna put a flow meter on my system so I can start compiling some data on how much water I'm able to use and run through the system. So that's something I'm gonna be doing here soon. So we got everything connected. Let's switch to DI. Boom, boom. We'll just do a full DI wash. And then we'll turn our valves on. That turns our water on. So that's our water. Turn our pressure water on. Boom, boom. And we're up. Tell me that's not freaking cool. It's so good. Ready to go. And we're ready to wash. So I've got my Built Hamper touchless. This is a 2% PIR here. I already mixed that up before. We have OG Decon soap, which I did about 200 milliliters of product in here. Actually, let me put some in our wash bucket as well, which will fill up the wash bucket after. So what I want to be able to do is get my bucket filler, the Colomix bucket filler thingy, I want to get it set up to where I can put the ultimate hose nozzle on it, because what I end up doing now is I end up turning this off, detaching it, because then I want to put the ultimate hose nozzle back on, because this doesn't allow me to, right now the way it's set up, to put the hose nozzle on so that I can get the right agitation of the soap. And then I need my 40-degree nozzle, because I had a 4.0 on there from the other day. So I have a 4.0 nozzle here in case I ever want to do DI rinsing with one pressure washer, which I don't think I will, but, and notice the depth of our wand holder we chose so that way the wand doesn't go down too deep into it and you're unable to get it out. There was a, on the surface cleaner, if you've been watching me on the Evo, a surface cleaner dropped $135 because I realized we had some goofy version of it, and so I called Mosmatic and said, "What the heck's going on here?" So it's $720, I believe, for the Hurricane Flip, and then you can buy whatever size wand you want. You can use the wand that you already have, the 20-inch wand, but you're going to want to buy the 60 separately, and it works with your normal Mosmatic or MTM gun that you probably already have. All right, can you see the messed up spot there? So I got to order a new front lip. But right now, I'm going to clean up the wheels, decon the car, and I'll rock these wheels for a little while till I get around to swapping my Vossen Tag Motorsport collabed wheels. I kind of want to just play with this different product. Oh man, I just washed the Evo with the Ego, which is nice, but this is where's that? So my wager is, I really don't want to take my foam cannon apart. My wager is that this wheel cleaner probably doesn't foam particularly well. And then this wheel cleaner for wheels like these with carbon ceramics is largely unnecessary. Yeah, acid free. It's just like Sonex Full Effect, which I never liked. I forced myself to like it for a long time because it was the best, quote unquote, best wheel cleaner. But let's just see what the experience is like. Yeah, it has a little bit more lubrication than Sonex did. I do like that. Okay, hold on. All right, let me put it in the foam cannon. Let's see how it does. Obviously don't love the don't love that we wouldn't use it for the tires, but maybe if this retire business is so great. Now, again, I don't think retire is something you'd want to use all the time. fact, I probably don't want to use it right now, but yeah, see, I hate this kind of, I guess one way to get around this would be to just get a Marilex axle foamer. I like trying stuff, but I'm not really in the finding a need for a new tire cleaner. All right, we'll save this for when I do the Rivian next, or the Raptor, just to see if it's something I'd consider putting in my arsenal. Right now the tires are clean because I spent a lot of time on the last video on them. I need to grab brake buster. So I'm gonna dump this back in the gallon and I'll put some magic wheel cleaner because I want to see how this foams. So let's put some of that in here. Actually, I'll just put it all in there. Use the whole thing. I shouldn't need it for anything else anyway, because I like to foam cannon my wheel cleaner application. Foams well, that's good. I do like the lubrication of it. And then the added benefit would be that the slight sodium triglycolate would keep the iron off of the wheels. But again, like these wheels are not coated. If my wheels were coated, I just don't think I would need it. I just love brake buster so much. It just does so well. Good multi-purpose everything. But, you know, if this was transcendent, then maybe I would consider it. It is surprisingly better than I thought it would be, though. I will admit that. I thought it was going to be like dead, like iron removers. Iron removers tend to kill any kind of lubrication, I found. And it doesn't have a strong scent once it's aerated like that, once it comes through the sprayer or through the foam cannon. Seems okay. It's not stinking up the place. Then we got our old trusty brake buster to do our tires. Because again, I don't want to strip my tires. I stripped them last time. I just want to clean them up. This little surface cleaning. And then I'll re-up my tire dressing. Clean up our GMG tips, even though these are coming off for the Dundon system here shortly. Just do a quick little cleaning. I cleaned them with P21S last time. I washed it last week. I guess it was a few weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, I can already tell. The Magic Wheel Cleaner is decent, but the dual purpose of wheels, tires, without iron remover, I think I would choose. The Brake Buster still has more lubrication. I don't see a need to make a switch. I still think Brake Buster is better. I don't know what the pricing is, but I would wager Brake Buster is probably a lot cheaper too. So let's see, what do we need to do to this thing? We need to do the battery, the radar detector, the bolster protectors. But before I do the bolster protector, I have to do the leather cleanup and treatment, color lock. I have to fix the driver's door has a little bit of a rattle to it. So I've got to take that off and see what's going on there. It's the door card. It's something in there kind of rattling a little bit. I have the gauges, so I'll show you those in a minute. I have the OEM extinguishers, Gulf Blue fire extinguisher to put in. That's pretty sick. Pumped about that. Mentioned earlier, got the Dundon exhaust to do, so the full Dundon setup. I've got new air filters to put on just to be safe while I have the bumper off. I have the Vossen Tag Motorsports wheels to put on. Let's see, what else do I have to do? Maybe I'll polish and coat the exterior. Coat the windows, get the windows tinted. Before I put the Vossen wheels on, I have to coat those with wheel armor. Let's see. Oh, I have DSC controller to put in. Set that up, raise the suspension, raise the car back up, and then realign. I've got a really cool guys coming down here, Colton from CSR. I'm gonna visit. Mike's car is also too low, so we're going to raise our cars up maybe half an inch and realign. And Colton has a system where we can actually do the alignment in the garage here. So we're gonna do both of our cars at the same time. I like OEM alignment on these cars. I've tried track alignments. It's just not a huge fan. Car certainly, I'm sure, handles better at limit with a proper track alignment, but I'm not going to the track. Why'd you buy a track car? This is the most amazing street car ever. And it freaking looks awesome, sounds awesome. This is the engineering embodiment of what I aspire to be as a human. I'm starting to look the part a little bit more too. I'm back on, I had a really, really bad, not really bad, but not a good week this week. We took our new hires to sushi, and I didn't even think about it. Yeah, I've kind of been on the Carnivore Plus program, and my driving's been getting better and better every day. For those of you who don't know, I suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. The ultimate panic attack is a vasovagal syncope event where you pass out. Now, it's never happened in a car, but I have this ultimate fear of the fear that I could pass out at any moment. Actually, sitting in a stoplight or a stop sign is worse than driving down the road. And so I've slowly been kind of working on getting myself to be able to drive again. So my great love has been taken from me these last 4 years. I feel like I have a good system where I'm just taking it one step at a time. I'm able to drive to the gym every day. Where was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I'm improving. I cannot wait. My 20, I wrote down goals this year for the first time ever. My 2024 goal was to drive my GT3 RS in the mountains. Now, I didn't have a GT3 RS, so now I got one part of the goal taken care of. Part two of the goal is to actually drive it. So anyway, we're gonna line it. The other thing I love how the car sits right now. Like, this looks cool, but if you see this has probably like negative, I think it's negative 2.8, 2.9 camber. When you see this driving down the road, because it's pretty sunk, it looks like it's broken. It just doesn't look good. So it looks good sitting still. So it doesn't absorb, because you probably need to do springs on the factory shocks if you're going to go this low. You lose the preload on the helper spring when you go all the way at the lowest point on the stock shocks. So you lose a lot of the sort of compliance on the road. So if I was going to go this low, I would go aftermarket shocks. And so and I only know this because I did this to my car. I'm like, this is how I should set it up. It should be like this. But for the street and doing mountain roads and canyons and stuff like that, it's not ideal. And the only reason I know that is because I did it, and it doesn't work very well. I've got some work to do on these wheels before I put them back in storage. I'll clean up these wheel weights. I didn't do a very good job at removing the old wheel weights. Okay, so wheels are done. Let's decon it. So I'm just pre-washing always. Why the heck not? It's so good. I'm telling you, lots and lots of people sent me messages about, man, that Build Hammer stuff is amazing. We have it. We still have some. So if you want some, we'll sell out, I'm sure, before the next container gets here. Oh, I see what someone was saying about the handle being kind of floppy. I really like these gallons though, or 5 liters. So I wrote all my specs down on my bottle, and then when I get a new bottle, I'll transfer it. But you know, a gallon is gonna last you quite a bit of time. It is freaking awesome. Just do it, just do it. It's like the cheapest detailing product we have too, and we're bringing it all the way from the UK. He had to send me another one because the plus minus is wrong, thanks to the gentleman who has a crazy observation, but check that out. That's what I'm gonna be doing for my gauges. All of them are gonna be black with this slight blue hue to it, but the plus minus is backwards. So I'm gonna swap that. And then my key game is strong, so check it out. We have this, I like this black version. So key, it's pretty sick. Right, so
I created these. It's seatbelt material a la 997 RS pull strap that I've been using for years, but you could only get it in red, and then for a little while you could get it in silver. And now we have it in black, purple, orange, all different colors. So it's actually a little better quality than the stock one. And then check this out, from OEM extinguishers. Boom. I debadged it. He's gonna get in trouble for me taking the stickers off, but look at that. That's freaking sweet. So that'll go into the fire extinguisher spot, because this car was spec'd with it. It is nice to have. I mean, again, I'm not tracking the car, but I'm sure I'll have it on the track, except, many times, just not a lot. And then I keep forgetting to use this thing, but where I can stow, this is Mad Detailing's little 3D printed guy. And then Manny made one where it actually screwed through the handle. So I'm going to talk to Jamie and Mosmatic about just making it so we can actually screw a quick disconnect on there, and then we can stow our tip while we're doing our foam cannoning. It's always good to do a regular wash with a regular pressure washer to remind you how good you have it sometimes. And I think I'm gonna have to eat my words on this, because I never liked the little wheel chalk thingies, but I think I need to. Detail Guards has them. I think I'm gonna bust them out. I think I threw them away because my hose management has been kind of annoying lately. What else we got going on here? I have to decide. I have a unit in R8, and I have a Passport Redline 360. So I took it out of the Cayman GTS, which I sold back to the dealer. Haven't decided what I'm gonna do, which I'm gonna put in here. I'm thinking about, I like the unit end interface, probably just because I'm familiar with it. But I'm thinking about putting the Escort in here because I don't have the suction cup and everything. And the Evo, I need to put the suction cup on the window because I don't think they make a blend mount for a Lancer. So I think I'll have to use the suction cups and put it on the windshield, but I really need to put it in the Evo because I'm starting to rip around quite a bit, especially when I get the turbo done. I'm gonna want a radar detector in there. I don't think I'm gonna have to do any kind of, I won't have to do any, what do you wanna call it? Iron removing. Definitely not gonna need to do any iron removing, and I'm not gonna need to do any clay scrubbing or claying or clay toweling or whatever you want to call it. Clay sponging. If anybody, if you have a GT3 or GT3 RS, a 991 or 991.2 or 997, I think it fits on that too. I'm taking off the GMG center section, so if you want that, it's the center bypass. Hit me up. Okay. Next up is to hit it with Decon soap. This soap, I'm telling you, it's so good. I'm going to call this series Obsessing Over My Golf Blue GT3 RS. Episode, I don't know if we're still on episode 1 here, but wearing my purple shoes, having people make fun of me. Episode 1. We're going to make a decision here in a few minutes of whether or not I'm going to polish this or not. I mean, we're kind of rendering the top coat useless anyway, putting the CSL or CSU on the car, so I'm not sure. Let's holster this over on this side. Oh, I know what I was saying, and I lost my train of thought. I went to get sushi, as I was saying. Sorry about that. You guys are yelling at me. I went to get sushi with the new hires, and I totally forgot. I'm like, you know what? I've been eating really great. I'm gonna have a little bit of a cheat, and I'm gonna eat some actual, not sashimi, but sushi. And so I ended up eating like 3.5 rolls of, and it has rice. And then I totally forgot that most rice in America has freaking folic acid in it, enriched white rice. And so then Thursday, that day, I went to the gym and I was freaking out. Like, what the heck's going on? I've been doing great. Been driving awesomely. And it clicked. I'm like, oh, shoot. That sushi I ate at lunch, I thought maybe it was just placebo, but it's hard to explain. Like, before I started really heading down the carnivore path, getting, on my 5-pronged plan here and doing what I'm doing, I would just have a base state of like just 8 out of 10 anxious, just standing here, just talking to you, just always trying to fight panic. And actually, I take that back, because on camera, when the reason why I started this YouTube channel is because on camera, me and you, when we're talking, I'm thinking about 2 things: you, talking to you, and doing the job. And so there's no room for me to freak out, which has been the whole sort of reason I started this whole thing. Wash pad. Let's do the regular one versus the deli. I like having both, so you can see I have 5 or 6 of each. And then, have you ever seen this thing here? I know I've shown it to you, but some of you may be new here because of the golf. But like my microfiber towels, I put in this. This is from Hafele, and so it's a soft close. Hafele closes, and I can pull it out. And I move my shelf up so that way I can, when my towels are dirty, I can just throw them in there and then wash them whenever I feel like it. So this is why I like to have multiple pads and multiple towels, because I don't want to wash it every single time. And maybe I should have the guys put these in the giveaway as well. Our microfiber towels. So anyway, back to my story. So I'm freaking out. And part of what's worked so well for me here recently has been cutting out any kind of enriched white flour. They call it enriched, fortified, they call it a bunch of different things. And so cutting that out has made my baseline level, made me much less anxious, which has been helping with the driving and everything else too, just everything in life. Yeah, there's no contamination, so I can go right to polishing when I decide to do that. So for 2 days, I'm like, back to square one, like just not feeling good, like just living anxious. And then I got a headache, which I don't get headaches. I got a headache because I went full on. I'm like, you know what? This is my wake up call. I'm going full carnivore. So I'm going to try to do this for a month or so. And I like right on the cusp. Right now I'm like 223, something like that. So I saw 211 on the scale after a 72-hour fast, or 210 on the scale. But I feel like, man, I'm like right on the cusp, and I'd like to see what 200 pounds feels like. And I kind of got sidetracked on it. Just, didn't completely fall apart, but this was a wake-up call to, hey, if you really want this, maybe the solution is just have a complete elimination diet. And so I'm cutting out cheese, milk, and just eating a steak. So I'm fasted right now. I'm freaking starving, by the way. But I worked out this morning, a CrossFit, pretty gnarly workout. And I'm fasted, and I feel really alert. I don't feel tired, but I feel hungry. And then eventually that hunger kind of goes away. And so I'm going to continue on my supplementation path. If you'd like, I can send you my plan, my supplementation plan, and all the things, and I have links and everything to where you would get everything. Just send me an email, matt@obsessedgarage.com. I'll send it to you. I've sent it to probably, literally, no Matty exaggeration, probably 1,000 people. So I'll be happy to send it to you, or just cut and paste it and put it in an email. And so I am back on it after Thursday, Friday, having a rough go. Actually, Wednesday, Thursday. Was my rough couple of days. And then Friday was okay. So now I'm back on it. And I'm back on it hardcore. And I'd like to, let's say, if I hit 200 pounds, I should have to I guess that would be a punishment. I should have to do a shirtless wash and talk. Let's say if I don't hit 200 pounds, I should have to do a shirtless wash and talk. I'd have to really adjust the ISO on the camera, increase the aperture because it's bright, very white. We'd be blowing out the exposure. So the built hamper step affords us the ability to visit our buckets a little less. I feel more confident doing a little bit bigger areas than I normally would suggest because of the cleanliness of the car before I even touch it. This series is going to be 850 hours long. This is the one bad thing in the car. Right here on this fender is a rock chip that was repaired and not very well. I think I'm going to leave the plate on. You don't want to take the plate off of a Porsche. I wish they would get away from just put a threaded insert on there. Just make it in titanium or something if you're worried about weight, but it's just you screw right into the plastic bumper. I've never had a problem, so maybe it's fine, but it's been a long time since I've had this kind of gracious feeling having a car, owning or buying a car. I didn't get that with my Brewster. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Actually, I loved it. But this, I love. Makes me smile every time I come in the garage. So I really want, part of the reason why I traded the car, the Cayman GTS, back to Tom and crew at Porsche Wilmington, where I have gotten my GT cars from, my GT4, the GTS, my purple M3, you probably forgot about that one. My G80 that I had for a few miles, I hated. My Brewster, and hopefully my GT3 RS. But part of the reason I traded the GTS back to them at a little less than what I could have sold it for was to help get me the next car, get me my GT4 allocation. And then we have a decision to make on whether we're going to polish or just coat. See, the key to garage washing is to come this way, not that way, because I don't want to hit my cabinet. On your GT3, this is what you got to do. You got to do that, and you still got to let it sit a couple of days, otherwise it's going to shoot water all over your windshield. Oh, we got to do modification number 1. We'll do that in a minute. It usually makes people angry. Not quite as much as it makes people angry when I take the sticker off the front, the Porsche sticker. If I get the windows tinted, which I will, then we'll take this off. I'll have Ryan redo the PPF on it. We'll take it off and redo it. All right, so let me clean up my stuff here. I'm going to dry the car, and we're probably done with episode 1. 0 TDS. Go back to bypass mode. Run a little water until it says so. I'll keep harping on this so that you're in the know. But I want to run, these are brass heads. This is 0 TDS water. 0 TDS water, if you let it sit in the line, will eventually eat the head of your pressure washer. It's technically eating the head of the pressure washer when I'm washing, but you'll want to, in a perfect world, just flush it. That took, what, 10 seconds of running water to get the water out of the lines. It'll also help with rusting in our hose and everything. So it's just good practice. Got our PP plug in. Oh, this is the original PP plug. I need to get the new version of the PP plug. Grab a towel here. Yeah, I'm training, my hose is getting trained here. It takes a little while. You've seen me fight the hose. Now it gets a little easier as time goes on, as you start to train it. I didn't think we could get this set up any better, and man, I am in love with this. DI This whole wall mount setup, it's freaking amazing. I keep saying don't do that. And this isn't even our final finish. The final finish is going to be even better. Okay, let's dry this thing off. So technically, I don't have to dry it because I'm about to, or because we use DI. But I'm just going to get the surface level stuff. Dry it off here. No drying aid. And I'm definitely going to polish. But I'm not going to polish today, so this will be the end of episode 1, which was debadging, basic deconning. Definitely want to polish the glass. Looks like most of our Porsche is still visible, but I don't think it's from the vinyl. I think it's the Porsche that gets etched into the paint of the carbon fiber, because I think they put the decals on too soon. That carbon fiber wing, whatever the material is that they use there, has a tendency to, I don't know, just kind of weird. Do some weird things to the paint that sits on top of it. So I definitely don't want to polish or coat today, because I always prefer to let everything dry up. That way the water's not dribbling on the cracks and crevices when I'm working on it. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go have me a steak, maybe watch a little Olympics. Might come back out here tonight, do some piddling, the battery and stuff like that. And tomorrow, I'll start working on the polishing part. I wonder if I solution finished that little spot on the front lip. We'll try to repair it. I'll try to solution finish it and then coat it. See what that does. One step at a time in my pursuit of OG specking it. I want to take my time, and I might actually take I might coat it over the period of a couple of days. I want to get every square inch coated. I do need to recoat the wheels too, the tag wheels. I might do the same thing to this car and tint it 70% like I did to the Brewster. Just 70% all around, windshield, sides, back, the whole thing. To keep the heat out, keep the interior protected, and to improve the look a little bit. I'm turning into, that's how you know you're turning into an old man, when you start going to 70% tint. It's when you know you're into your twilight years. All right, that's good. Ready for step 2. I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate all your support, buying all our cool stuff. Get yourself entered into the garage giveaway. Get yourself one of these hats or 10 of these hats. If you don't like this color, you can get some other colors, but thanks for watching, and I hope you will be in for the ride on the Gulf Blue series and all the stuff I do to it. And hopefully by the end of this series, there'll be lots of mountain driving and all kinds of other escapades, some track driving and other fun stuff. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. See ya.